Well, g'day and welcome to another edition of Chewing the Fat. Bevo here today at the Hilton Hotel. We're joined by Adelaide United royalty. He was named in the Adelaide United Team of the Decade, played 369 games of club football, 6 times represented Australia, and even kicked a goal as well. That is Ang Costanzo. Ang, great to have you on Chewing the Fat, mate. Talk to us through your junior and professional career.
Hey, Bevo, how are you? It's good to be here. My junior career was started up. I grew up in the northern suburbs, so I started my football career with Salisbury City, and then moved to Salisbury United, then Salisbury East. So I played for a couple of junior clubs, and then went on to Adelaide Blue Eagles until under 16. So that was pretty much my junior career right there.
And so, obviously, from under 16s, you went on to play at the highest level. It would have been pretty amazing. So how did that all sort of eventuate?
Well, I was fortunate that my coach at Blue Eagles, Chris Manilev, ended up going to Salisbury United senior team and took me with him. So I was fortunate to go off and play senior football with him, and along with 2 of my brothers as well. So we were fortunate that the 3 of us to play in the first team at Salisbury. So I did that and stayed there 2 seasons, and then Adelaide City came in and took me to play NSL football with them.
And you were a part of Adelaide United's first ever inaugural team. That was in the A-League. That must have been a huge buzz for you.
Yeah, it was. Because the NSL had finished, and 18 months there was no real national football league here. So for Adelaide United to come along, and I was an Adelaide boy, and I was in Sydney playing for Marconi, so I made the choice. I had young kids as well, and we wanted to settle back in Adelaide. So once Adelaide United came in, that was all I needed to get back to Adelaide and enjoy my football here in Adelaide again.
Now, we've seen a lot of guys get picked up and play their soccer overseas, but you're one of the rare ones with absolute talent, of course, with Adelaide United, and playing for Newcastle and Marconi, as you mentioned before, Adelaide City, the list goes on. Yeah. But you never actually played overseas. Did you ever get asked to play overseas, Ange?
Yeah, I did. I had a few opportunities to go overseas. There was one contract offer in Italy in the second division there, but just things didn't work out financially, and with the family being young and stuff, so it just didn't work out for me. But I'm pretty fortunate I got to still play professionally here in Adelaide, in Australia, and represent the Socceroos, which was my dream from a kid, was to play for the Socceroos.
And what was your highlight other than representing the Socceroos?
I think coming back, and especially playing for Adelaide United, that was a special time. We were fairly successful without winning the grand final. We made Asian Champions League final, so it was a good time. The city was buzzing at that stage, and Adelaide United, we were doing very well, getting big crowds, and it was a big buzz. Coming back to play for them.
And we all know the massive rivalry between Adelaide United and Melbourne Victory. Unfortunately, lost a couple of grand finals against them. Hopefully, we'll get back one day to get our revenge. But what was it like playing against Melbourne Victory? And obviously that big rivalry between us.
Yeah, it was good. That was one of the fortunes with the A-League being so new. There wasn't many rivalries, and we were fortunate to start one with Melbourne Victory. That Adelaide SA versus Victoria. So that was good that we had that rivalry pretty much from the start. And you probably wouldn't believe it, but the first 6 games we played Melbourne Victory, we beat them, and they didn't score a goal against us. But then, they made up for it all in one game that night in the grand final. So, that was fantastic. We were playing against the likes of Kevin Muscat and Archie Thompson, players like that. They were always, fierce in battles on the field, but off the field they were always true gentlemen.
That's an interesting one, Kevin Muscat, because he was one of those guys that Adelaide loved to hate. But interesting to say that he's a true gentleman off the field, though.
Yeah, he was, a nice guy, and he's the type of player that you want on your team. He was a winner, a fighter, and he worked, and he just wanted his team to win, and that's what he did. And along the way, he probably upset a few players and a lot of fans, but he did what he had to do to win for Melbourne Victory, and shows why he went on to coach them pretty successfully now at the moment with Melbourne Victory.
Now let's talk about your coaching career, because beyond playing, you've done some great things. You went on and coached Adelaide United youth team as an assistant, and now you're the head coach of the Croydon Kings, sitting in 7th place. So you're doing pretty well at the moment. Only lost your first game last week, yeah. But talk to us about being involved in Adelaide United head assistant of the youth team.
Yeah, it was good. I finished playing. I went to Newcastle for my final year. Just got away from Adelaide, then came back and pretty much got involved straight away with the youth team. Michael Varkanis was the head coach, and we had a good relationship on the field and formed a good relationship off the field as coaches as well. So we were probably there 4 or 5 years and really enjoyed it. We had great great players to come through. You know, the likes of Abel Mobile was with us for 3 or 4 years, and you see now guys playing in the A League, Riley McGree, Jordan Elsey, or you know, these type of players. We're fortunate to be involved with their careers, and it's a joy, you know, just sit back and watch them play A League and see how far they've come, especially when they're, you know, young 16-year-old skinny kids. You know, they've come a long way, and and so I did that for 4 or 5 years, then had a bit of a break, and you know, got back into coaching last year. I was assistant coach at Croydon Kings, and then this year, you know, I'm the head coach and really enjoying it at the moment. You know, we've got a good group of young players. We've got a few good young players that will probably go on and, you know, play at a higher level in the next few years. So same thing again, you know, I'm happy to just work with these young kids and hopefully they progress and go on to play A-League.
And in terms of the future, could you see yourself taking on a head coach job with Adelaide United, one of the other A-League clubs?
Oh, I think that's probably something, you know, I'm going to strive to do. But at the moment, you know, I'm just pretty happy coaching Croydon Kings. It's my first real head coaching job. You know, I've been assistant, like I said, for 4 or 5 years, and then 1 year at Croydon. So I'm still learning the game, and want to just get successful here in the local league before I look at doing anything else. So yeah, I'll be doing my apprenticeship here at Croydon. You know, hopefully stay there a few years, and then we'll see what happens in a few years' time, see if anything comes up available. But yeah, like I said, I'm pretty happy at Croydon at the moment.
All the best for the rest of the season. Let's hope you guys can do some good things. Yeah. Now, we've got a big game this Sunday night. And your old side, Adelaide United, they had a great win last week, 5-3 over Brisbane Roar. They're up against Melbourne City, who also had a big win, 5-0 against Central Coast. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, well, both teams, you know, starting to hit a bit of form. You know, they're scoring goals. I think that's one area Adelaide really struggled, you know, early on to score goals. So they've managed to score 5 in the last game, but one area where they've been very good is defensively, so they conceded 3 goals against a Brisbane team is probably one of the, you know, not a very great team and one of probably the worst teams that we've seen playing in the A-League. So, you know, they've got a young team and in a bit of turmoil at the moment, but hopefully they turn that around now with Robbie Fowler. So, and Melbourne City's hit form. You know, you look at Melbourne City on paper, they've probably got the best squad in the league or one of the best squads in the league, but saying that, they haven't really gelled on the field, and whereas Adelaide, you know, their squad is okay, but you know, very well coached. Marco Kurtz has done a good job there, and I can see them, you know, taking out the game, especially at home, you know, on Sunday night, and hopefully they get a big crowd and go on to the next round.
Well, let's hope so, Andrew. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on Chewing the Fat. Thanks to Justin for filming. Thanks to the Hilton Hotel, and to you, Ange. It's been a pleasure having you on, mate.
No worries. Thanks, Bevo.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you soon.